could eventually Stockland Road West. These are all areas that are currently in your tornado warning. The Talibana communities, Roosevelt, Alsatia, Sonheimer. These are all areas in relatively rural areas along Highway 65 in East Carroll Parish, southeastern East Carroll Parish. So again, we're talking Mississippi Valley, and we should be clearing this storm out of these areas, I would say in the next, like Brian said, about 30 minutes or so. Hopefully by the top of the 7 o'clock hour or shortly thereafter, we will have these storms kind of clearing the area. And again, just to kind of reset what we've got going on in a lot of these regions, we have a tornado watch that remains in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. 10 o'clock tonight for most of the ArkLaMiss. Now, that being said, a lot of our storms have started to kind of become a little bit more disorganized. In fact, I want to switch back over to the live storm tracker Doppler radar and give us that better, or are we on our live storm tracker Doppler radar? It's hard to keep track. There's our live storm tracker Doppler radar, and I want to zoom back out across the rest of the region, give a better bird's eye view of what we're dealing with area-wide. Again, sometimes you get so fixated on one storm that has the active warning, another storm will sneak up on you. We really don't want that to happen. So southern Arkansas still seeing clusters of thunderstorms, relatively disorganized, not a lot of higher cloud tops, colder cloud tops, meaning that these storms are building higher in the atmosphere and are more organized. Not so much the case right now. A lot of our other activity back south of the I-20 corridor, back into Caldwell, Wynne, LaSalle, Grant parishes, also much weaker, lower top. The atmosphere perhaps a little bit worked over because of the storms earlier in the day. But we still have these clusters of storms in far northeastern Louisiana, the Carroll parishes, into far eastern Morehouse Parish, northern Madison, and southern and southeastern East Carroll Parish along Highway 65. That's our warned storm, and that's our real big focus as we head toward the 7 o'clock hour. Brian?
So nothing to pass along, at least from the National Weather Service. They did decide to extend the tornado warning. However, there's no wording of a confirmed tornado. The radar or the rotation is still strong enough to warrant one of those. So that, again, take this storm very, very seriously, even though they don't mention that there's an active tornado, as one can pop up very, very quickly. So that's kind of the latest to pass along. But the good news is, as these storms continue to push further east, it appears they're getting into a more stable environment.
Yeah, that's like I said, I think hopefully as this storm gets east of the Mississippi River, hopefully it'll be our last warning of the day. But we've said that about 3 times so far today and have not been so fortunate as these storms have continued to pulse up in intensity pretty much at will. As we've worked through the last 3 to 4 hours. We had our first tornado warning issued earlier this afternoon, about 4:15, 4:20, and then another warning shortly thereafter. But most locations will continue to keep an eye on at least the possibility of some outlying damaging wind gusts and the possibility of tornadic activity as well. Brian?
So the National Weather Service says that another tornado warning is coming for this area. Let's see. So, again, if you're just joining us right now, we are about 10 minutes out from 7, and again, this is the only storm that we're keeping an eye out, at least right now, that has a current tornado warning on it. So, and there's a couple areas of circulation within this parent storm. There's the Mississippi River, just for reference, so it's going to be moving very, very quickly over the Mississippi River, but now it's starting to focus more mainly on northern portions of Madison Parish and East Carroll Parish as well. So, there's that new warning. I'm going to kind of scroll up to show you where exactly that is for this area for rotation. So now this includes portions of Hollybrook. Let's see, that's Alderton. Apologize if I butcher these names here, but here's a new warning for a new area of location, or for rotation as well. So that looks like Monticello in Louisiana, and continues for most of now East Carroll Parish at this time. So kind of 2 areas of rotation that we're keeping an eye out on.
Brian, real quick, there's a new tornado warning that's just been issued. This is now for East Carroll Parish, a new area of circulation. Is this the one you just called out? I'm just
yeah, okay. This is the one that they just issued.
Okay, so again, over Monticello, 13 miles southwest of Transylvania, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So 2 different tornado warnings over these areas, proper tornado precautions. But I also want to clarify some things very quickly. Our news director, Andy Peterson, just came in and just let me know that a lot of folks are pretty on edge in South Arkansas because the sirens are going off in South Arkansas. He had a tornado warning for portions of Union and Columbia counties earlier, probably about 40 minutes ago, maybe about a half hour ago, that tornado warning has been canceled. That storm is off to the north. It is weakened considerably, and in fact, a lot of South Arkansas is starting to see a little bit more disorganized thunderstorm activity. There are no active tornado warnings in and around El Dorado or South Arkansas. So that's, again, just to kind of clarify and bring people back to the point of the fact that there are no active warnings in South Arkansas. As you take a look at these active warnings, Michelle Martin, our newsroom, have been working and making some phone calls to our local law enforcement agencies and first responders. The Franklin Parish Sheriff's Office now reporting there are a lot of debris and a lot of damage, but a lot of it is along the sporadic secondary roads in rural parts of the parish. And again, I'm looking over Michelle's notes here that she just sent in to me. They have rescued 2 people that 2 injuries with a trailer home where they had to rescue folks on Hemp Hill Road. Again, that's in Franklin Parish. 2 injuries there. I believe a lot of their damage is from Baskin, then along Highway 132 towards Delhi. So like I said, a lot of the secondary roads have damage there, and 2 injuries so far. And again, no details available with that. I'm obviously assuming that it was storm related, but that's the only assumptions we're going to make right now.
So yeah, the active, as you mentioned, the active warnings that we have currently, at least right now at the moment, are for portions of Madison Parish and East Carroll Parish. These storms are moving very, very quickly off towards the north and east. So again, once they cross the Mississippi River, we'll be able to return you to your regularly scheduled programming here. But it's unfortunate news hearing about damage reports coming out of portions of Richland Parish and Franklin Parish. So again, we're going to be staying on the air with you as these storms continue to push off towards the north and east. Let's zoom in and see what we're dealing with right now. So it looks like Monticello, the storm has moved out, and that's Monticello in Louisiana, not southern Arkansas. So again, that's just one area that we're seeing. It looks like there's another area of circulation down towards the south. And again, we're pretty much right at the Mississippi River at this point where these storms are. So again, if you get the warning, make sure you are taking shelter now. The storm has had history of being extremely dangerous and has had history of producing tornadoes. So again, this will be out of our area pretty soon here.
Brian,
let's take a...
Brian, I want to let you point out 2 things on the screen. Cody, if we can switch over to links 2, and you're going to see there are your shear rates for both of those storms. Those are very strong areas of winds. You don't have hand tracker here, so you're not going to be able to zoom in on them. I'll run that for you. But these are 2 areas of strong winds and possible tornadoes that coincide with your 2 tornado warnings. Right. One to the north, right along the Madison, that's the Madison East Carroll line. I believe it is. Yeah, in Madison, East Carroll line, Hobbs Road. Basically, there's one circulation on the southern edge of Hobbs Road and another one on the northern edge of Hobbs Road, but they're both 2 different tornado warnings. The other is to the east of Monticello, Hawthorne Road, Huey Road, Hobbs Road. This is a lot of farmland, a lot of agricultural areas as the radar refreshes, but again, possible tornado there, and then again, still looking at rotation on Stockland Road, in the Givens Road area, in West Bear Lake Road. I know I'm doing a lot of really funky stuff with the radar, but that's, again, where we have those possible tornadoes currently.
So kind of just give you an idea of what Jared was just showing you. This is where that shear marker was showing up just towards the northeast of Monticello. That's where one of them is. The other one is just in northern sections of Madison Parish at this time. So again, storm is still spinning, and but he also mentioned too how, you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be tornadic winds. It can be just damaging straight line winds. And so again, storms are almost out of the area here, at least in our viewing area, as they get closer to the Mississippi River, and they're expected to weaken. But until then, obviously, we still have tornado warnings in place. So again, we're coming up on about 7 o'clock here, and still 2 active tornado warnings as we get closer to 7 o'clock.
All right, and again, with a lot of the damage that we're reporting, I think, Brian, you're about to head to Baskin, and we're going to try to get some information about the tornado.